Okay, today we're going to talk about deep fat frying. Now, this was a somewhat difficult video for me to shoot, and it can be a difficult thing to cook at your house. So, first, do not leave the stove. Seriously, ever. You can start a kitchen fire with this, especially if you have a gas cooktop. Do not leave the stove. Okay, so this is cast iron. Heavy, heavy, heavy duty. This is my highest burner. I want this to heat up and stay at a constant temperature for a steady state of cook. When you put in the fries or anything, the temperature is going to drop. And so there are more professional setups, but I just use an instant read thermometer and try to keep essentially the middle oil right about there as warm as I possibly can. This is just vegetable oil. Don't use anything fancy. Bon Appetit, and I think Cooks Illustrated did a test on this and basically said the blended vegetable oil actually provides the best overall quality for frying, reliability, and less odor. You want to fill it not to the top. You want to leave some room. This thing's going to bubble. You're going to have steam. You're going to have pieces of, in this case, French fries popping off. You don't want it overflowing. I've done that before. I had to clean everything off. It was a giant mess. So to give you a little bit of a view, just in case you can't see, you can see I'm leaving probably a good 2, maybe 2.5 inches from the top lid. This also is reusable. So I will fry this, reuse it, do it again. You can see I've been taking tally marks. This is the 3rd time I have used this particular oil. So you will turn this on. You want to get it heated up. It heats up relatively quickly. It's going to heat up faster than water normally does. So you don't have to start it and be kind of immediately prepared, but you also can't just walk away. It's going to take a couple minutes and it'll be at temperature. The temperature you want is about 325 to 350. Look at the package itself for what it recommends for frying. Here you get to just enjoy some B-roll of my kitchen. Okay, so what I am doing off to the side, I am simply getting some potatoes that I purchased at the grocery store. These are simply frozen potatoes. They're really good. I actually like them. And I am preparing to put them into the oil itself. You don't have to do a fancy cut, double cooked method in order to get good fries. You just need to get something from the store. Okay. I don't have time to do the conversation in the video itself, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. I'm checking to make sure the oil has reached the right temperature. I want between 340 and 325. Now, these are larger pieces of potato, which means you want about 325 as the ideal temperature. The smaller the French fry, the higher the temperature you actually want. I'm slowly putting them in the oil. I don't want splatter, and you can see I'm using what is called a spider basket. That is allowing the oil to move up around the food and not catch on the utensil itself. I check the temperature again. It's not quite right, so I turn it down just a little bit because I want to try to maintain an even temperature. Here you can see a lot of steam, and that steam is actually what helps cook from the outside of the fry to the surface. It keeps oil from getting into the potato. It keeps the surface crisp, but the inside that nice creamy texture that you're really going to want. You're going to cook for about 5 minutes or so. You're really looking for when that steam stops coming out, and you want to move the potatoes around in the deep fat fryer. As soon as I think that a piece is done, I take it out and I put it on a plate that has a paper towel or napkin or newspaper on top of it. If you want to go the utmost method, put it on top of a wire cookie cutter tray kind of thing. Put it on top of that with paper towel underneath to let the oil drain out. If you want more salt, you can toss more salt on it at this point. This is exactly when you want to add some additional seasoning if you have any. And as you can see, it'll come out nice, crispy, and good. And biting into it with a little bit of ketchup is just awesome. So there you have it. That is how you deep fat fry potatoes. It's actually not that hard. The tools that you need is simply a cast iron pot, some good quality vegetable oil, a thermometer to make sure you know the temperature, and the wire basket itself. Once I am done and I let the oil cool down, I actually strain it and pour it back into the container that I keep the oil in, and then I mark it just so that I understand how many times I've used that oil. You generally can use it between 5 to 10 times, depending on how many particulates are still in the oil itself. So that's what I have for you today. Hopefully this was informative. As always, click the like button, click subscribe, click the bell if you want notifications, and please, please share with somebody that you think could benefit from learning how to deep fat fry. Thanks, and have a great weekend.